Hey, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live. I'm Michelle Stuchel, Sapphire Ambassador, and I am thrilled to be facilitating this call tonight where we're going to be focusing on retention, one of the most important one of the four pillars that's equally as important as the other four, and really the key to residual income and the key to ranking up and growing your business. So I am thrilled to be facilitating this call. But first, I want to talk and bring some attention to all the amazing things that corporate has rolled out for us this month. It is the middle of July, and we are a full 2.5 months into the Leaders Retreat contest. And congratulations to everybody who's already earned a spot on the ship. Huge congratulations. That's quite a feat. And we still have a month and a half to go. And I just want you all to know that you can still earn your spot, especially because corporate announced the buddy tickets. Okay, what is a buddy ticket? A buddy ticket is, you earn a spot for you and a guest at 1,250 credits. Well, if you get to 800 credits, or when you get to 800 credits, you can earn a spot and you get to choose another ambassador. You can partner with another ambassador that's earned 800 credits and share a room. So both of you are on Leaders Retreat on the ship together, okay? It is a huge, huge, huge deal and is so exciting because what this does is it makes it doable for everybody to get on that ship. If you are taking the right actions and following up on the right actions consistently. So I want to share my screen. You guys have probably all seen this. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Share screen. Here's Retreat. Share. Okay, can you all see my screen? This big graphic right here amidst all my windows. Okay. Let me see if I can close this. I can't really make this any bigger, but this is how somebody can earn this cruise today. At the beginning of July, you can still earn a spot on this ship if you start today. In July, if you get 6 joins, that's 90 points, which means you're ranking up to silver. Here's the deal. This month, not only did they announce the buddy ticket for 800 credits, you also are getting triple rank up credits and triple consistency credits. That means if you hit your next rank, you are earning triple credits. And you know what that means? Let me just tell you what that means. It's incredibly high credits. If you rank up to silver, that is 150 points. If you rank up to senior silver, that's 180 points. Gold, 210 points. Senior gold, 240 points. Ruby, you're earning 270 credits. And senior ruby and above, 300 credits, okay? And if you are having your level 1s rank up, you're getting triple the credits too, okay? So say you have somebody that was silver a year ago. They've not been silver since January, and they have 2 people ordering. They're at 12 points, okay, in their back office. You help them get 1 more person, they've re-ranked to silver, you just earned 50 credits. Do you see how this works? So I would really encourage you, whether you're new or you've been around for a while, to be looking at these triple rank up credits and consistency credits, because it's going to yield a huge amount of points. If you maintain your rank, you're going to get consistency credits, triple consistency credits. If you maintain silver, you're going to earn 45 points. And it goes up and up and up. So this is a huge opportunity for you to get your spot on this boat. So looking at July, 3 level 2 joins, level 1 rank to silver, you go senior silver, you could earn 510 credits or points for Leaders Retreat. And then there's a scenario right here in August for you to earn 305 points. And the bulk of that is going to come through retention, which is another reason why we're talking about retention tonight. You retain 6 people, you retain 3 level 2s, you get 6 joins at 90 points, 3 new level 2 joins in August, 1 level 1 rank for silver. You rank up to gold because of all this amazing activity, and you've earned 305 points. 305 plus 510, you've earned a total of 815 points, and you just started in July. That's how someone brand new can earn this cruise. And for most of you on this call, you already have some points. You already have some credits. So can you imagine taking where you are and adding this scenario? Every one of you should be taking action and going for this. And here's the thing, I say this to my team all the time. I love this contest so much because it's rewarding the activities that's going to cause your business to grow. Recruiting, retaining, and teaching other people to do the same. Recruiting, retaining, and teaching other people to do the same. Along with that, when you get 1 join this month, you're going to get 250 perks credits. And then when you get 3 joins, you get that cute Plexus crossbody bag. So everybody should be going for this. So now in these last 2 months, the bulk of your credits minus the triple rank up credits, you're going to be getting tons of credits for retention. And retention really is the key to residual income. Someone once said it this way, it's much easier to keep a customer than to gain a new one. And if we learn, I tell my team all the time, your job description is to love and serve people well, and loving and serving people well is helping them get great results on their products, help them with proper expectations, and helping them maintain their routine with their products. So we're going to hear from 2 people tonight that are totally crushing it with retention. We've got Melissa Lieber and Stacy Whitcamp. Both are Fast Start Golds, and they've got really, really high retention rates. And what you're going to see is that this is not rocket science. These ladies have not been working the business long, but they just took some systems, they put them into place, and they're doing the things. So we're going to hear from them. I did not say who wants to go first. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. I'll go.
Great.
Okay, I'm Melissa Lieber. Even though my screen says Erica Pasco, I'm visiting my sister. So that is why. But okay, so the key to good retention is care and connection. It is super simple. People want to be cared for and they want to be connected with. So how I do that and how I've utilized that is using the Doe app and then our customer care retention system, along with the scripts. So the customer care retention system and the scripts can be found in the featured section of our team Facebook page. So you can go right there and everything is listed out for you. I tweak the script so that the verbiage sounds like me, and then I add them right into Doe. So it is a trackable, easy, and duplicatable system. So there's about 20 tasks that are within that system. But the one I really want to touch on that I find super important is the welcome call. And don't shy away from getting your people on the phone and utilizing your uplines. So I wrote out one of the scripts that I use just to give you guys an idea of some of the verbiage and how to keep things super exciting and making them feel like this is something that they just can't miss out on. So I use something like, now that we've got your products ordered and on the way, let's set a time in the next few days to go over all of the benefits that come along with your membership. You are going to be blown away by the value that this is going to add to your life. We'll also make sure that all your questions are answered and you're set up for the best possible success. Would Tuesday at 7 or Wednesday at 9 work best for you? A Wednesday at 9 would work really well. Okay, awesome. I've got that on my calendar. In the meantime, I'll add you to 2 Facebook groups that are chocked full of resources, information, and encouragement. So be on the lookout for those notifications. I am so stinking excited to be doing this with you and cannot wait for our chat Wednesday at 9. So if you notice, I use a lot of we's and I'm doing this with you, because I want them to feel already connected and in community so that they never feel like they're at this alone, like they signed up and then they're just blown to the wind. So the next thing that I do is utilize the system. So I've added it into Go, I've changed the script so that they sound like me, and then I check in and follow up. Don't be afraid of what people are going to say when you follow up. Oh, are they going to be happy with their stuff? Maybe I don't want to check in with them because I don't know how to handle the objections that they might have. Any and all communication that you have with your customers is good communication. Even if it is complaining or unhappy, if they're communicating with you, you're still winning. So that is still a huge win if they're still communicating with you, because you can handle anything that they're bringing to you as long as you're responding back to them out of a heart of service and not a spirit of defensiveness. You can build relationship as long as you don't get defensive and have a heart to serve them. And then make sure you're utilizing tools and resources like the detox video, the link to register for Pivotal, the perk points video. All of that is in the customer care retention system. It's all linked in there. So what I've done is I've just copied those links and I've put them right into Doe along with the scripts that go along with right where they're going to land. So I don't resend anything to customers that's like, we talk about something and then maybe the next day I send the video. It's all seamless. So it's all right there included in one message. So they hear about the perk points and then they get to watch the video right in that same message. And then the last thing I want to say is don't follow up with generic messages. So don't follow up with just like a, hey, Samantha, how's everything going? So ask specific questions. So for example, if you're following up about water intake, you can throw in the idea of, hey, Samantha, how's your water intake going? I find that if I use a trackable water bottle that shows me the ounces I've drank, it's super helpful. I also don't love the taste of water. So if I flavor it with fresh lemons or fresh berries, it works really well for me. So if you're giving your customers something of value added to each follow-up, they're not going to feel like you're bugging them with your follow-ups. They're going to feel like you're adding value every time you're in communication with them, and they're going to look forward to hearing from you. That goes along with when you're talking to them about their product uses. Are you staying on routine? Well, I find that if I do X, Y, and Z, put my bottles next to the coffee pot and buy my toothbrush, it really helps for me. So just making people feel cared and connected for using a system that's trackable and duplicatable, and then utilizing tools and resources and adding value in your follow-ups.
I love every bit of that, Melissa. Thank you so much. We're going to hear now from Stacy, and please put your questions in the chat. We're going to have a Q&A. I'm going to field some questions for these ladies. So please put your questions in here. And that was excellent, Melissa. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. Okay, Stacy, would love to hear from you.
Hi, guys. Just wanted to, I guess, start out by saying that the great majority of my retention process comes as part of my original recruiting process. So, and I say this because I'm naturally wired more towards recruiting. And so when I look at coming up with a strategy for retention, it's mainly because I don't want to spend all my time having to resell all of my VIPs like every month. So it's like, how can I set myself up so that's not where I have to spend a majority of my time? You know, there's always customer care. I'm not saying that, but I'm just like, I want to have everybody set up with retention right from the get-go. And so there's three things that I do. One is I like to set and manage expectations right from the get-go, right when I'm closing somebody on Plexus. And this begins by asking people, you know, what are you looking for Plexus to do for you? You know, this way I can find out right away before they even start if they're going to have some crazy unrealistic goal And a lot of times, especially with weight loss and things like that, people have, oh, I want to lose X amount of pounds in 2 weeks. So then I know right away that I want to have a talk about that, and set more realistic expectations right from the get-go. And the other reason I like to do that is because inevitably, there's certain people that'll just go down, month to month, and they don't have any major issues, but some people you've got to tweak a little. And so if they get discouraged or anything like that, I always like to refer back to this original conversation. Well, remember what we talked about, remember how we said that, you might see this and you might see that, but, we're really looking, for the long-term goals, because we are getting to the root of your issues and so forth. So I just want to always go back, because you can't get mad at somebody for thinking something you didn't tell them they couldn't think, you know what I mean? So you want to go back and make sure you nip that in the bud early. That kind of segues into, I always sell everybody on a 90-day program. I don't want them thinking about this as a one and done. So probably almost everybody I've sold has been on a triplex 90-day of some sort. And it's because I want them thinking, okay, I'm going to make a 3-month commitment to this before I even evaluate where I am, because that's how much time that it's going to take for all my cells to renew and all these different things. So I just kind of have them on that expectation. And if they're not ready to think 3 months, then I said, well, maybe, let's wait. Then let's wait till you're ready to make that kind of a commitment. I mean, usually you don't have to say that, but at least they're already thinking about, what it's going to cost in that 3-month period. And the third thing that I do is I like to keep, at the beginning of the month, I go into my VIP points in my dashboard, and I look and I record everybody's ship dates, how they're recorded on a calendar, on a master calendar. And then I plan on my day timer 10 days or 2 weeks before each person's ship date that I'm going to have some sort of contact with them. If I haven't already, then I'm going to have something to see, if they need any tweaks in their orders, if they need to add anything, to remind them of their perk points that they have, if they have some to use and so forth, but just to be that kind of value added thing. And it just it's really helped me a lot, because my clients know that I'm always looking to get them the best deal. So if they're wanting to try something new, I'm like, well, we can do that better if we change you to this pack, or you could get that, we could change you to a custom pack, and then you can get this with your perks, or something, so that they're always saving money. And I think that goes a long ways into them really realizing that I've got their back, and that, we're kind of a team in this whole gut health thing. So, so I guess, 3 things then were: set expectations right from the get-go, sell a 90-day plan, and keep all your VIP ship dates recorded. That's it.
That is genius. Both of you ladies, this is so, so good. This is how you take excellent care of your people. And, it's interesting because I used to be afraid. I'm just going to be honest. I used to be afraid of reminding people about their shipment dates, because I'm like, they're going to turn it off. Honestly, or they're going to want to make a tweak. What happens if they're not happy? And that was just me living from a scarcity mentality, instead of having the belief and setting the expectations up front for the 90 days, and then believing in these products enough that they're going to want to continue, and setting that standard for them. So I absolutely, absolutely love that. Okay, Caitlin is asking, Stacy, can you give us an example of what you say when you're reminding people of a shipment date?
I don't really always talk about the date. I'm just kind of like, how are you? It's kind of more of a, how are you doing? I know what the date is, but I don't necessarily say, hey, your date's coming up on such and such a day. But I just say, how are you doing on your products? And that gets into conversation. And then I know if I need to tweak anything from a, standpoint of, how they're doing, is there, anything that you have, any new things that have come up that you might want to try, or, hey, did you see that we're doing the reset? Or, I'll have something usually something in mind. I usually know something about them to know it they might be interested in, or they've liked something I've posted. So I ask about that. And then I always kind of keep track if they're on their like third month or something, that I know that they're going to have some perks or something. So I'm like, hey, don't forget about the perks that you should have.
That's
Um,
great.
We can get that X factor now that you were talking about trying, and something like that. So it's not that I necessarily talk about the date. I did though a lot with the reset this time, because some people were like, they were really on the fence about wanting to add it and whether or not they wanted to, spend the extra money. And so then they would say, when's my date? When do I have to let you know by? So then, then we talked about dates.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I really love that. We're getting some more questions, which is really exciting. Melissa, can you give us an example of your welcome call message? Like how you get people, you're setting the expectations for welcome calls?
Yep. So I just use that script. I usually tweak it just a little bit depending on who I'm talking to, but I never call it a welcome call. And I always just say, can you find a few minutes to chat? So keeping it super like impersonal, not sounding really formal with it, but getting them on the phone, and then always using the verbiage of like we, and I usually always only give 2 time periods or days. So if they set up their products on a Monday, and if it's like early in the morning, I might even give them that evening as an option. If it's later in the day, I'll usually give them the next day and probably the following day also. So like if they set up Monday evening, I'll say, does Tuesday at 7 or Wednesday at 9 work better for you? And I usually try to make sure with Christina is my direct upline, and I usually try to make sure with her, hey, is one day better than the other? Are these 2 times that would work for you? So that we already are all consistent and can get it scheduled kind of seamlessly. So I'm happy to drop the message that I use, the verbiage that I use in the comment section once the video is posted, if that would be helpful.
Yeah, that would be great. And people are wanting to know, are you telling them that you're getting on the phone with a friend? Or are they just being surprised that somebody else
I
is?
don't usually, what I'll do is always use a we, so that it's never like a, hey, my friend and I are going to hop on the phone. But a lot of times right before I call, usually an hour to 30 minutes prior to the call, I just say, hey, I've got my great friend Christina. She's going to hop on the phone with us in a few minutes. We cannot wait to talk to you and answer all your questions, and just kind of re-hype it, and I'll introduce her then. If it's somebody I know really well, I'll do it once I get them on the phone. So I get them on the phone and I say, hey, I'm going to patch in Christina. She is a wealth of knowledge. You're going to love her. And I just throw her right in.
Awesome. Okay, if you could drop that in,
I definitely will.
that would be fantastic. And isn't it funny? Like there's so many different ways of doing this. Like I know, Melissa, you do dough, you have your retention in dough. My dough is so big. If I put my retention in dough, I think my head would explode. So I use paper and pencil, and a calendar. Stacy, how do you keep track? Are you a paper and pen girl? Do you use a CRM, or how do you keep track?
Yeah, I'm more of a daytimer person. I want to do dough. I just haven't made the switch yet.
Got it. Well, I
Yeah.
love that. And there's many different ways. I think what you'll see is that there's many different ways to execute. The key is that we're executing the same content in the same way. Like Melissa may not tell people that she's getting on the phone with somebody for welcome calls. I always do. Or actually, yeah, we train our people to say, hey, my friend and I, you're going to be talking to, I want to introduce you to my friend, Stacy. She's been helping me. You're going to love her. She's going to help you get the best results on your products and just be another layer of support to you. So it's, finding what works for you and your people is so critical. Okay, I have another question. Stacy, can you give an example of how you're speaking to everybody making a 90-day commitment from the get-go? What are you saying to people?
Well, I always start telling, my own testimony a little bit. So, and it wasn't, so you start out by sharing that, and then I kind of segue into, the thing that I really learned about Plexus is this is not a magic pill solution. This is, getting to the root of gut health. And I explained, that I talk about the microbiome and how most people are, flipped to, negative flip that they're, we should be like more 80-20 and we're, 20% good bacteria, 80% bad bacteria. And so, our job is that if we want to get our gut healthy and we want to be in balance, that we've got to get rid of the bad and replace it with the good. And just like planting a garden, that takes some time. You don't just plant a seed and have it pop up the next day. So, so then with that said, I kind of share with them about the 90-day plan and what happens in each of those 30-day segments, what we're trying to accomplish. And I really sell them on my coaching too. I'm walking with you all along the way. The first 30 days, we're just going to be getting you introduced to the product, and we're going to be tweaking as we see how you're responding to each part. The second 90 days is, you're really going to start getting into your consistency. And then in those last 30 days, of your 90-day time period, you should be starting to see, typically more energy, blah, 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 depending on what their interest is, I'll speak to that. But, I just really share with them. So, we really need you to give it 90 days so that you can even see how this is working for you. So something to that effect.
That's awesome. And are you getting any pushback on that?
Not really. It's fine. In my old life, I used to sell advertising. And so I always sold annual contracts. So this is just the way I sell. People aren't going to get results just by doing a one and done. Usually it's like this in anything in life. If you're consistent with it, you're going to see overall better results. If people just think they're going to do something once and see, magic results, those are not the results that stay with you. So that's kind of the luck of the draw.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm privy to hearing about your advertising story since we were together last week. But I love that Stacy came in with that understanding, and she's not trying to go for the short sale, the quick incentive, get 3 pieces of low hanging fruit. She understands that getting people to commit to 90 days is actually not just the best for her, but the best for the person to get the results. And it's not hindering her recruiting. I mean, both of these girls went Fast Start Gold. So this is not hindering them in any way. And in fact, their belief is so high in excellent customer care and excellent, providing proper expectations and giving excellent customer care. They are able to hit those ranks more quickly because they are keeping their people. Let's see, any other questions? I think. Any other questions? I think I've covered them all. We'll drop messages in. Well, it is 9:29. And ladies, I just want to say thank you. And you both are so incredibly inspiring for taking the system that we have and tweaking it and making it your own. Thinking about each person, what they need, talking to them, tweaking based on their needs and offering perks and keeping connections high, because that's really what it takes. We're dealing with people, and our job description is to love and serve people well. So, this is something that everybody can do. And clearly these ladies started out by doing this. So thank you for being an example of taking excellent customer care, and you've got the results to prove it. So thanks, ladies, so much for your time, and we'll see y'all next week. Thanks, ladies.